I win.
Let there be light.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like my man cave.
Wow.
Look at all the stuff.
Where do you even start looking?
Anywhere you want. You might be in here for a couple days.
That is the biggest collection I've ever seen.
But this is only about 20% of my collection. That's the funny thing.
Where's the other stuff?
It's all in safe deposit and locked up.
Oh, probably a good
And
idea.
Riker cases.
Look at these buttons. They're gold. Like, I mean, really gold.
Yeah, that's a little bit of cleaning with lemon juice will get buttons like to come out just like that.
Up here, too, he's got a few.
Yeah. They don't even appear dug when you clean them right.
World War's Great Seal buttons.
Really gives you an idea what they look like on an officer's uniform when they're that gold, you know.
That particular Riker case is, I was heard that those Great Seal buttons had hundreds of different back marks. So what I started to do was I had the different back marks labeled.
Wow.
So they weren't just manufactured from one button maker. In other words, there are hundreds of different button makers.
Slave tag. You found a slave tag.
Yeah.
I see a newspaper article here.
Yeah, that was the Antiques Roadshow one. That's a first year slave tag.
Wow.
Brought to the Antiques Roadshow.
Nice.
And they said the pair was worth
15,000? Oh my goodness. Wow, very cool. 1652 New England tree coin.
This was in a Fisher ad because I found it with the coin strike. I mean, not coin strike. We were just looking at my old machine. F75 in 2008, the original F75 came out, and I found that in a field.
Wow.
That's my tree coin right there.
Wow.
That's in safe deposit, so I can show you guys these pictures.
Look how crude that is, huh?
That's hammered, yeah. That's a hammered coin.
Alright guys, check this out. I'm just covering up Bill's address on here.
This is a letter of authenticity that I got from my Brockage error large cent. Some people have seen it. Again, this is another thing that's in safe deposit because it's worth a lot of money. It's a backwards error large cent. This tells what it is. It's from 1817, Newcomb 9, and talks about brockages being quite scarce. And I've never heard of a brockage being found in the ground. It's certainly a very interesting and valuable coin.
Nice. Guys, I found a bell, but only one.
That's
See?
a nice one, though.
It is a nice one,
That's
I
the
admit.
kind that went on the carriages or the wagons.
Yeah, it's pretty. When did you start anyway, Bill?
I started, shoot, my grandfather had me out when I was like 8 years old. And the detector we used was...
No way.
And since
Wow.
you're a whites girl, they sold these whites detectors at Sears.
Oh my
See, but it
god.
says whites. This is a whites 4DB.
Wow.
And this one still works.
Looks light.
It's a TR discriminator, which was before the VLF technology that we have.
So you used that with your grandfather?
Yep.
That's amazing. Is this picture of you?
Oh yeah. Early 80s with Grandpa's whites. He
Wow.
had a blue one, and then we bought this one. So this is actually my dad and I's first.
That's cool.
That's me when I was probably
That's you in the
10 or 12.
green?
I have the red. I'm holding the
Yeah.
detector, and that's my little brother with the plaid pants on.
Wow, very cool. So Bill, how did you get from this picture where you're here with the old detector all the way to this?
To being a dig fella,
TV star.
YouTube. We were discovered on YouTube, and
Yeah, I see down here YouTube bottle from 2012.
That's from our Bottlegasm. That's
You have that on DVD, right?
yeah, that was the bottle video that's got so many views, and that was also what the producers saw to put
Very
us
nice.
on
I see
TV.
those giant cannonballs here.
Yep, they're revolutionary, both preserved as well. This is a 9-pounder. And the 9 pounds means the kind of cannon it came out of.
Now, what kind of signal did that give you?
Well, they give solid signals because it's a solid hunk of iron.
Wow.
They're deep though. This one was like a couple feet deep.
Nice. You
There's
got arrowheads right next to the cannonballs
these are nice
here?
ones. Yeah, that's from one place. One specific place. There's a couple of beautiful ones. Look at that one.
Yeah, it's
A lot of times they
perfect.
get broken as they hunt and stuff, you know, where the tips break off and stuff like
Right.
that. That's a knife. That's some kind of scraper, but you know, it's nice to find perfect ones. And you know, the case says they're probably, you know, they're thousands of years old.
Look at all the bullets, musket balls, and three ringers.
The first pile was from a French Revolutionary War camp. And they're all dropped musket balls that the French, who were occupying before they marched out to Yorktown, stayed here in Rhode Island. And then behind that is a pile of Civil War bullets from the Battle of Brandy Station.
Now, looking at all this, I mean, there's like a million finds in here. You probably don't remember what your first one was, right?
Yeah, I got it.
This is your first find? 1934 silver quarter.
First find.
This is with my grandfather's machine, right? But here's the funny part. He let me use this machine, and what he did was he buried some pennies in the backyard for me to find. And
You
I
found that
flipped
instead.
this out of the ground. So he thought I had a natural, and it's most people's first find is usually a pull tab or something like that. My
Right.
first find was silver, and that's probably what got me hooked. But here's something, if you look at it real close, he let me dig with a screwdriver. Back in the 70s and 80s, the treasure magazines used to tell you to dig with a screwdriver because you could like just probe for the coin and
Right,
pop
flip
out
it,
around.
yep.
So you can still see all the scratches all over
Wow.
it from the screwdriver.
Awesome.
That's
But
cool though. It tells
memories,
your
yeah.
story, exactly.
And I'm glad I still have this, and it's still my writing from back then, you know what I mean? It's been
Wow.
in this case since I found
So
it.
what is the oldest thing you ever found?
The oldest metal object I found with a metal detector, I can show you. The oldest thing would probably be like, you know, those fossil ferns.
Oh,
Some right
yeah.
here. Look at those.
Wow.
Those fossil ferns are like, I don't know,
Yeah.
300 million years old. Carboniferous period, I
Yeah.
forget. I think it's 300 million. Look at all the ferns.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
But the oldest thing I've ever detected is right here, and I'll actually let you guys hold it if you want to, because this is awesome.
No way.
I found it in England. This is 1250 BC. That's a Bronze Age axe head.
Wow.
A little dusty case here.
How old is it? 12?
1250 BC.
BC. We're talking before Christ here. Found in the middle of a field in England.
Did you know right away what it was when you
I
dug it?
seen them in English Treasure magazine, so I was pretty sure, but I didn't start jumping up and down because I didn't want someone to say, oh, it's just a plow blade or something.
Oh,
But I
right.
was pretty certain.
That's a tooth from a backhoe.
But
Wow, guys, look at this.
So how did it, like, how
they
was the handle
casted
attached?
them. It
Oh,
shows
okay.
them casting them.
No
Bronze Age
kidding.
people casting these things, and that's what it would have looked like on an axe. So you
Unbelievable.
can show that. There's a guy casting them, and that's what it would have looked like on a handle.
What a nice
I
display.
need to hold it.
Yeah. Wow, huh? That's incredible.
Yeah, so how many years old is that? We're talking, 3,000 something
Oh,
years old.
Roughly a
Brought a
gazillion.
few display cases. See, I can't. This room is too small to display everything,
Right.
and I have all these what are called Riker cases. I have piles of these glass cases about this high.
Do you? Wow.
Some of them have like all shoe buckles, and some of them have like all coppers. And over there I got one with all buttons, you know what I mean?
This one is really nice.
Yeah.
I was looking at that earlier. Buttons divided up by police,
Yeah.
Marines.
These are called
Fire
Riker
department.
cases. You can find them online or find them. And these are all the, you know, the big buttons, the big colonial coat buttons is an example of the guy wearing.
Nice. Nice display.
This is what would be like the GW size.
Yep.
There's no GWs in this case.
I like
because-
the Tom back look.
Yeah, that's a nice one. So I'm just showing you an example. I've got piles of these cases, but this room is too small to display them all. And also, you know, my house is alarmed, but I don't want someone coming in and
Right.
making off with my whole collection.
No, that would be bad. This room is about the size that would, I think, just about house my Bell collection.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. This is pretty cool. These are called, I was telling you about these. These are those gem cases.
Oh, right, right.
You can get these on eBay because under the word gem case, because these originally came out to hold, like, you know, a jeweler would put their little diamonds and emeralds and stuff in them.
That's nice. I like that.
So these are your one-piece military and political buttons.
This is my military one, yeah. Like I've got
Revolutionary to Civil War.
Yep, there's mostly one-piece buttons, but look at these. There's some beautiful military buttons and valuable ones too. A lot of these are like War of 1812 era. This is the only one known on that Irish one.
Prosperity to Ireland.
Yep, that
Wow.
was the Irish potato famine and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
That's the only one known. I've had a collector trying to get that from me, but if something's the only one known, you probably don't want to sell it.
Right.
This is a beauty right there. That's like early 1800s, 1820, 1812, something like that. 1812. Core button. Mostly military. Ooh.
Large cents
Largies.
by year. Nice.
It starts out, this wouldn't fit in my silver coin case because of the size.
Yeah.
Look at that though. That was in a lot of magazine ads. 1717. That's a 2 real, so your 4 is probably slightly bigger.
Yeah, it is a little bigger, but yours is older.
Another gem case.
Oh,
Ooh, this is silver and gold. Hey, I'm missing one.
Oh no.
Actually, no, I'm not. You know why? Keep your camera on that. The bust dime we found, I need to make a label for it, so that's what's going
oh,
in
that
there.
cellar hole one?
Yeah, bust dime, yeah.
Cool.
So,
Gold?
that's my only and first gold coin.
Somebody put a hole in it.
British one, yep.
Beautiful gold coin. Look at that. Now I hear that you are preserving history with all your digging, obviously, but you also educate people, right?
Yeah, I love bringing my collection to schools. I've been bringing artifacts to schools for a long time now. It started out after I was on the road show with the slave tags.
Uh-huh.
A teacher got a hold of me and asked if I would speak to her class because I was on, in the paper for the slave tags, and they had just finished slavery in the school. So I went in and I did a presentation, and I brought the cannonballs into the schools, and after kids finish that subject in their classrooms, I let them hold a piece of history.
Right. You're making
them
it tangible.
Pass a cannonball around, and I've got a whole notebook of some of my school presentations. Like there's a student holding a slave tag.
Oh, yeah.
There's me in front of the class talking, and I bring a lot of my display cases. And
Now, is that something you still do?
I still do it, yeah.
That's awesome. Bill, I want to say thank you for showing us your collection. It's really, really amazing. I love seeing the passion that you bring to this. I love that you're going to kids and preserve history or make it come more alive for the next generations. I think that's really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I was a kid that was fascinated with history. If someone came to my school with a cannonball, I would have been blown away by it.
Me too. I probably would have gotten better history grades.
Yeah, I know. But,
So yeah, thank you. I mean, we really enjoyed spending this time here and looking at everything. We learned a lot.
I think you could spend a couple days in here, couldn't you?
Easily,
Like
easily.
I said, you're seeing about 20% of my collection.
Yep.
Everything else is, I have those Riker cases all locked up, and I have stacks of those Riker cases. So the things you see on display are mostly just bottles and cans and you know, some things in here that, you know, just to have my man cave here. And sometimes I come down here and put the heat on and read, and you know, I put on, these all have lights on, these things light,
Yeah.
all of the display cases light up at night, so sometimes I'll come out and just
You soak in the
come
atmosphere
down
of
at night and turn the heat on and come down and read history books and treasure magazines down here in my room, and
That's awesome.
turn the display case lights on, and it's a fun little room.
Alright guys, now that Bill is not paying attention, this is actually his best find, right? Screw all those silver coins and gold coins. Look at this. That is a nice bell.